Hello everyone, it's January 19th. All right, let's shake off the rust from yesterday. Let's do something good. All right, linked list cycle. Okay, I've done this many times. Many times. What are you looking for? Given a head, return the node where the cycle begins. If there's no cycle, return none. All right, so if I remember correctly, we have two nodes. One traveled twice as fast as the other, and then when they meet each other, and after they meet each other, the slow node is gonna go back to the front, and then when they meet each other again, that's gonna be where the start is. So let's just do that, right? Use the node index, and the position not pass as parameter. Do not modify the linked list. Yeah, I think that shall be it. In O1 memory, exactly. This is what they're looking for. I mean, questions like this is if you've done it once, twice, you've done it many times, finally you see this and go, I know how to solve this. I mean, for sure, this is not the first time. I mean, I remember when I first started doing, computer science and stuff, I read an article that kind of bashing this problem, this specific problem. They're like, oh, why'd you ask this question in an interview? Why would there be even a cycle in the linked list, right? That's a design failure. I mean, I understand people's frustration on this, but on the other hand, it's more just to test your ability to think. Like the question itself doesn't really matter. It's not the question that matters. It's the way you think, right? I mean, in this case, you practice a lot, and you get a feeling how things should go. I mean, I think people should just practice. But on the other hand, it's a hobby of me, right? It's my hobby, so I like to do it every day. But I can see why other people don't like. It's like I train every day, right? People know like exercising, training is good for health, but a lot of people don't do it. I just like it. Yeah, so I don't blame them. I don't blame them. All right, so what do? We are going to say, well, there could be no cycle, right? Okay, so we can say while fast, because I know to go fast on next, while fast, right, and fast on next. When I say fast equals fast on next, right? And then slow equals slow down next. Well, let them move first. We say if fast is equal to slow, then we break. All right, so now we break out, they meet each other. So we're gonna put slow back to head, and then while fast is not equal to slow, fast equals fast on next, slow equals slow on next, and then we return slow. Something like that. There was a proof. Let me see if I can figure out the proof. Let's pass this one first and then figure out the proof. I think this shall be sufficient. We'll see. I think I passed the last one. Output. Oh, okay, so if not fast, right? If not fast, I should return none. If not fast, I should return none. Yeah, it means it's okay. How? If not fast or not fast on next. How about this? Oh, I know. No. Else is sufficient. That means we break out because of this. and that means we have no cycle. Okay, try this, and we got it. So yeah, the proof for this, I mean, we do know that if there's a cycle, will definitely meet each other somewhere, right? If there is a cycle, we'll definitely meet each other somewhere. And then, if we go back, I will put a 1 back and say they will meet at the beginning of the cycle. It's because when 1 is twice as fast, right? When 1 is twice as fast, so it go twice as many steps as the other one goes 1 step, and then they meet each other. Okay, so now the other one starts to move. What is the proof? Yeah, that's a good question. I forgot the proof. I used to know the proof. Let's just draw. So we have A, B, C, right? So we say they meet in C, right? So AB plus BC equals, let's say, K steps. And then for the other, we'll do multiple steps. So basically just say AB plus, let's say, if the n steps, BC plus CB, right? BC plus do a lot of rounds and eventually plus BC, okay? BCC plus BC equals, let's say, 2K, because you got K steps, I got 2K steps, okay? So we can, let's see, so become n plus 1 times BC. Now let's just do this. AB plus BC is K, so this was a K. So n times BC plus CB equals K steps. That's the K steps. So now what? Now we want to prove that AB is equal to BC, right? That's what we want to prove. How do we prove that? No, AB equals to CB, not BC. So we have shown that n times BC plus CB equals AB plus BC, right? So if n is equal to 1, then BC plus CB equals AB plus BC. Then we can prove AB equal to CB. But that is to say we only go to one, like we want to do it once. Can we prove that the fast can only go through the once? Yeah, what if it's small? It'll just keep going. We'll keep going, keep going, keep going. What if we got more? Say, oh, it's fine. It's fine. That's not what we want to prove. What we want to prove is AB equals CB plus M times the BC plus CB. That's what we want to prove. And then, right? And then what we have is N times BC plus CB equals AB plus BC, right? And if it's N times BC, so we can take one out. So BC plus CB plus like n minus 1. BC plus CB equals AB. So BC can, so we can prove AB equals CB plus some value times, yeah. So we can prove it. Okay, so we have the proof. There's nothing more to say. I probably wrote something back then. Maybe this solution. Oh, I didn't write anything. Look at that. You don't have to check slow, because fast will reach it first. Yeah. What was the other solution I had? 142. So this is a classic. This is a classic problem, and have been, and I have encountered all similar ones multiple times. The solution is to use 2 pointers, right? One goes faster than the other. One goes twice as fast. One goes twice as fast as the other. Thus, if a cycle exists, the two will meet again. Then we place one pointer back at the beginning and the other pointer at where they have met, and then move them both one step at a time. The next time they meet each other, the node is the start of the cycle. We can actually offer proof. So proof, right? So let's say the linked list forms, and the list starts from A, and the loop starts at B, and the first time the slow and fast pointers meet at C. All right, and the loop length, yeah, we can do loop length, and the loop length is L. So what we have is when fast and slow meet at C, the slow moves K steps, and we have AB plus BC equals K. Right. Fast moves 2K steps. We have AB plus let's say N times L plus BC, right? Equals 2K. Thus, oh, did I even use this? I do. Thus, K equals N times L. Right? K equals N times L. And then we need to prove, right? We need to prove that AB equals some M AB equals, because AB plus BC, so AB, right, equals 2K. So when the small goes AB, the big is already, so we need to prove that AB equals, it's not BC, AB plus BC, oh, it is BC. AB equals CB, right? CB plus M times L. Right, now we have is, what do we have? We have N times L equals AB plus BC. Right, where L equals BC plus CB, right? So this one we can say BC plus CB plus N minus 1 times L equals AB plus BC, and this one can get AB equals CB plus N minus 1 times L. Yeah, because we don't know what this M is. It's like some M, right? Some M. So where M is some integer. This is exactly what we want to prove. Thus, we can say that the point, thus we can say that the point where slow and fast pointers meet for the second time is the start of the loop. Okay, yeah, that's better. So on time and O1 space. Let's clock me at 67, 35%. Okay, so we're done with this. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. That was my initial. I have a set. Ah, I see what I did there. Okay. Yeah, I was smart. I'm just sacrificing space. Yep. It's pretty, it's alright. Alright, let's see this one. Oh my god, string. No me gusta. No me gusta string. What the hell is this? Oh my. We define the string S to be the infinite wraparound string of this. So S will look like this. The Z, A, B, C. Okay, so it's a wraparound. Okay. Given a string P, return the number of unique non-empty substrings of P are present in S. Oh wait, hold on. What does it mean? Given a string P, return the number of unique non-empty substrings of P that are present in S. Oh, I think I know. So we're gonna find the number of a unique non-empty substring. Okay, it's substring. Like sliding window, substring, and P that's in S. Now we know what property of S is, which is this. So anything is this, that's fine. And think, okay, so this is 1. C is in it, right? A is in it, that's 2. Z in it, A in it, B in it. ZA is in it. ZAB is part of it. ZAB is part of it. So that's just going to be, oh, what is that? If we find a string that's part of it, there's 1 plus 2 plus 3. Okay. Good question. I like it. This is a good question. Without me even doing it, it's a good question. Okay, so given a string, right? If we can find, So the first one is definitely part of it because P consists of a lowercase English letter. So P, the first one is definitely in it. Now, if we do sliding window, right? The second letter comes in. If the second letter does follow, right? Second letter does follow, that's good, and we can keep extending. So this means this window is the complete thing as here. If the second letter does not follow, right? If the second letter does not follow, then we can move the left pointer to the second letter. Because if the second letter does not follow from the first letter, then there will be no substring that will include these 2 letters inside here. So it's going to be a sliding window. So we have the first one, which is check, and the second one, if it follows, then we keep moving the second one. If it follows, keep moving the second one, keep moving until the moment the second one does not follow the front, right? If the second one does not follow the front, then we compute the total number of substring in the front. Once we finish, we move the left to it. Okay, let's try this idea. This one is this. Okay, let's try this idea. All right, what was the idea? So we have a low and high, right? So when you start is the same. And then rest is 0, right? When you say while high smaller than len p, and we say if high shall be 1, right? High shall be 1. So while high is smaller than len p, if p high, right? So we're gonna do ord. If ord p high is equal to ord p high minus 1, right? Equal to p high minus 1 plus 1, which is not plus 1. Actually, we should minus, is it 95? Is A 95? I think A is 95. $97. This is 65. Yeah, 97. So minus 97 is this. Equals to this minus 97 plus 1, right? But we need to wrap around. So mod 26. If that's true, then high plus equal 1. Else, rest plus equal to the sum, okay, the sum. So basically just how many. So we're gonna say, because high already here, so high minus low, right? High minus low is the total number. 0, 1, 2, yeah, the total number. So this plus 1, right, times high minus low divided by 2. And after that, low equal high. Low equal high, so they point to the same thing. Now I don't want them to point to the same thing. I want high always pointing one ahead, right? Because that's how we're gonna check. Otherwise, there's no check. So low equal to high, and high plus equal 1. High plus equal 1. So I think what we need to do is this one's not equal to, then we do this, and we also always do high plus equal 1. Okay, so high always plus equal 1 every step. Okay, let me try it again. So low is 0, high is 1. Come in and find out if it's good, or if it's not good, high always plus equal 1. But if it's not good, it's not extending, then we move low to the high, right? We'll move low. So this is not, so we'll move low to the high, and a high will plus equal 1. And we're going to return the rest. Well, actually, we should not return rest because we shall return rest plus the last one, right? So let's just plus this. It's not the same. If it's not the same, we come here. Otherwise, high come out. High always come out. Yeah, that should be fine. All right, now test this. So I have A, that should be 1. CAB, 3. CAC should be 2. That's what we are given. P. Find P. Oh, that's not 3, that's 6. Now we need to handle uniqueness. Okay, we need to handle uniqueness. So, alright, we need to have a scene equals set. So we need to say if P low to high is not in scene, then we do this, and a scene dot add P low to high. Oh, that is interesting. Oh, at the end. Whew. What if I add something? With P, we add something in for P. Okay, so P plus equal to, I don't know, let's just add this, right? And then I can just return this. There we go. Okay, let's do cheeky. Put this one here. So it's a dummy stopping point. All right, let's run. Let's say ABC, ABC, ABC. How will this go? Nah, I just realized something is wrong. If I do ABC, AA, this will not be right. Yeah. like ABC, AB. That's also not right. Ah, I see. We see what the problem is. How can we solve this? Yeah, my output is 9, which is not right. I don't want to expand. And I also don't want to just look inside. It could be even more complicated, right? Actually, we should put these one here. All right, so ABC, AAA shall be 6, right? Now we have ABC, AB shall be 6. And I just think of a new one, ABC, ABCDE. How about this one? This one shall be 9, right? ABC, ABCDE shall be 9. ABCDE. Oh, 15. 15. That because ABCD. Okay. And then we will not pass. All right. So we have this, right? And we have this again. What are we trying to do? We want to find unique substrings. Unique substrings. Let me think. So we find a substring, right? Okay, so we push into this one we've seen before. So everything within this, we do not do again. But okay, so the problem now is we can get ABC and we can get ABCDE. How do we compute? How do we know that like ABCDE we can only start from 4 and 5? Yeah, that's 4 and 5. 4 and 5, and also DE by themselves. I mean, we can go stupid. Just produce all of them, which is not that big. It's only 26, right? The maximum 26, and it's polynomial. It's like 26. The maximum you can produce, right? The maximum you can produce is 26 times 27 divided by 2. 351 substrings. So we can definitely do like just checking out, right? Checking out. We do then we just count, right? We count scene. We don't have to just keep pushing in. Right? Just keep pushing in. So just once this, and then we just produce all possible, and I'm pushing in. All right? How do we do that? Well, we do that by we have a low and a high, right? So when I say low to high, low, and then have low is here all the way, and then the second one, this is this is to the end. Third one, this is to the end. Yeah, so we just say for I in range to high, for j in range, not high, low to high, for j in range I to high, right? I to high. Yeah. and then we say scene.add pi to j plus 1. And we return len scene. That means we don't need the rest. Yeah. Because this part is all 1, technically speaking. So I think this one's correct, but definitely not the way that I like it to go. Oh, we might time out. Not good enough. Not good enough. There's a timeout. All right. So now we have to analyze, right? We have to analyze. Now, for one thing, if it is seen, then we don't have to redo it, right? If a substring is already in it, then we don't have to redo it. But a try? Hold on. Maybe we can produce a bucket list for all the letters, right? And once we find one, we just push it in. So like ABC, we find ABC, and then ABC. So ABC, right? And now we find ABCD. So we push it in. So we say, oh, A, we've done already. B, done already. C, done it already. So we kind of just see, we can go through this, see which ones has been done already. Okay? So we have a string, and we know within the string which part has been done. So the part has been done either at the start, right? In the middle, or towards the end, right? So we have to scan through this. We have to scan through this string that we picked out, which maximum length. Oh, maximum length. Maximum length. That could be huge, right? It could be huge. Nah. If we loop around, I think there's a maximum number. 351 is the maximum number. But think about it, that is the maximum number. It cannot go more than that. Because it's a unique substring. There's only so many unique substrings that can fit, right? So there's one very important condition we did not check, is if high minus low is equal to 26, right? So we've done 26, then that's it. That's it. So that is a condition which I'll check. But of course, I don't want to use the same method again. I want to use this new one. So yeah. So we keep going and keep very vigilant, right? So like every start, I want to check if high minus low is equal to 26. Once that is hit, we just immediately return 351, right? Because of this. Because of this, like if I do, say if I copy and paste this one in, right? If I copy and paste this one in, this shall give me 351. That's the largest we can get. Holy moly, that's not the largest we can get. Oh, substring. Oh, substring. No, I was thinking wrong. Hold on. That is the entire thing fit. So when we hit the entire thing, all right, let me think again. So if we hit something, the length larger than 26, right? If it's a length larger than 26, then we collect all of them. This new idea. We collect all of them. We put them into a set. That's fine. And from the set, we pick the one with the longest. Okay? We pick the one with the longest. And by seeing the start and the end, we know the coverage, right? We know its coverage. We know its coverage. So everything comes in because I picked the longest first, right? So if the longest is larger than 26, larger equal to 26, then nothing else will do. So we just hit the longest. Everything inside the longest will work, right? What if we have something with both is longer than 26? Oh, if we have, hold on. We should pick the longest one, right? So the longest one, we have a range. If it covers, okay, how about this? We find out the longest one. We sort it based on length, right? So we go from the last one. If it's longer than 26, then any substring that we pick out is shorter than 26, smaller or equal to 26, we don't have to consider that at all, right? So we only need to consider the one longer than 26. And for things longer than 26, we only need to consider 27 or above, right? Only the 27 or above, because 26 we cannot do. What's 26? A to Z is 26, right? But B to, you see where the problem is? You see what the problem is? Because we have a transition. If so, oh. Let me think again. So we have a long string, right? Yeah, I cannot say, because the 26 can be, starting with B, ending at A, right? So we will not have AB something, right? AB something is never part of it. How do we do this? we have a string, we find out, right? And we have another string. Maybe we should try to match the two strings. We have another string, but a string is very long, right? We have a string very long. If we have a string that's very long, I mean, if I have a string that's very long, will we have encountered all situations? If it covers, right, then we don't have to do it. Just the problem is if I have a string from a point to another point, we can actually use a numeric representation instead of a string. But anyway, so we have a string, right? When the alphabet might repeat multiple times inside from a point, and then we have say multiple times, and it ends at another one. Right? It doesn't have to be A to Z. It could be anything else. Now we have a new substring coming in, and it's smaller than the first one. So if we want to match the two, the maximum match of the two, so we know from the start, right? So the new one has a letter, right? And we want to match from the start. So from the start, we go, we from the start. Okay, we find a match. And because they all follow the same rule, so they will keep matching, and we have a tail sticking out, right? We have a tail sticking out. So the rule is anything within this range, within the first one, cannot be redone, right? It will be duplicated. But anything beyond, right? Anything beyond is different because that's something it doesn't have in the first one. Is that true? Is that true? Like even if I repeat it multiple times, well, if you repeat multiple times and this and an extend, yeah, that's true because from where we start, the original doesn't have it, right? The original doesn't have it. So we keep extending towards the end. Okay, that's an interesting idea. That's an interesting idea. So we have a start. If we label them, right, we have a start and an end. It doesn't even have to be sorted. Right, let's do this ABC, ABCDE example. ABC, we can say 0, A, B, C, 0, 1, 2. So 0 to 2, so 0, 2 with 0 repetitions. That's the first one. And the second one coming in is A, B, C, D, E. We will label it as 0, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, 0 to 4. So 0, 2, 0, this one will give us 6. Right, now 0, 4, 0. Right, from 0 to 4, and we have 0 repetitions of the alphabet. So in this case, we say, okay, 0 and a 0 we do match, right? 0 and a 0 we match. So the unmatched part will be from 3, right? Because 0 and a 0 match, so the unmatched part will be from 3 to 4. So 3 to 4 is the unmatched we need to count, and also because I'll extend all the way down, right? Extend all the way down. So 0, 3 and a 0, 4. So basically it's going to be 3, 0, 3. So number 3. So it's going to be 1 plus 2. This we can compute. And plus 1 plus 2. So that's 4, 5, 6. No. Wait a minute. D is what? D is 2. 1, 2. No, D is 3. Oh, that's 3. My bad. This is 1 plus 3. That's 3. And with 4, so A, B, C, D, B, C, D, E. Right? A, B, C, D, and B, C, D, E. That's 2. And A, B, C, that's 3. 3 plus 3. That's 12. How is it 15? Where are the other ones? It is 15 because A, B, C, D, E is 5. That's 15. But in this scheme, that's 6, right? 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. And then, oh, A, B, C, D, right? So we have 4. A, B, C, D. No. A, B. Oh, B, C, D. Ah. How do we count for that? The thing that's not the same. D. D is the thing that's not the same, right? So D, anything starting from D going left and then starting D going right, right? So D is number third one, right? So on the left we have 2, 0, 1, 2. We have 3. I have 3. So on the left we have 3. On the right we have 1. So it's 3 plus 1. That's looking at D. Now looking at E, E is 4. So on the left is 4. So that's it. So that's 4 plus 4, that's 8. That's 14. We're still missing 1. I'm gonna do it again. So we're looking at D, right? So on the left we have 3. So everybody can pair with D. On the right we have 1. Okay. And D by itself, that's another 1. And D by itself, that's another 1. Now looking at E. On the left we have a 4. On the right we have nothing, and E by itself is 1. So this one we can have 1, 2, 3, 6, 10, 16. Now we are duplicating. We're duplicating. How? A, B, C, D, B, C, D, C, D, right? That's anchored on D, and D by itself, and then D, E. Now we do E by itself. A, B, C, D, E. Oh, D, E. So we don't look to the right, we only look to the left. So we don't look to the right, we only look to the left. So for D, is going to be it's 4. For D is going to be 4. For E is going to be 5. 4.5, 9. Okay. Okay. So now we expand. So expanding to 0 to 4, right? Expand to 0 to 4 with 0 repetitions. And we're going to keep going. But what's going to happen is next one come up if we start with Z or something. So like 20 something to something with how many repetitions. And then we want to fit the current into it. And we need to remember when we fit it into it, how do we fit? If I have a large value, well, all we do know is, we can check the range. So 26 to something, right? If the something is small, is bigger than 26 but smaller than 0, that means it's on the left hand side. Oh, then we have situation. Oh. Yeah, that will happen. It'll be tough to organize. we'll have like a patch on the left and patch on the right. And then basically we need to merge the intervals. We want to do that. Yeah, we have an interval, but interval wrap around on itself. So we have the interval on the left. And they wrap around. If it's wrapping around, how do we reason with wrapping around? Well, how long is the string? 10 to the 5th. Yeah, let's just build a string. How about we just build a string? We go through everything first. All right, put it into a set. And once we're done, we sort the set. Big first, small at the end. And we're starting from the big, right? Compute how many. The second one come in. We match. We try to match. So from the start, blah, 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 we match, right? And then we compute the length, right? And compute a new length. And if it's within, we don't do anything. If not, we have the tail. And we compute how much the tail can do. And we already have a formula for that. And then after that, we append the tail into the original one. And then we just keep building. Right? What if the one is smaller? Length is smaller than... Yeah, everyone's length is smaller. But if my length is smaller, will it be definitely included? Not really. Not really. Because if my length is longer than 26, right? If my length is longer than 26, and no matter what length you are, like if your starting is the same, then you'll definitely be included in me. And if not, we're just gonna, if you're like longer, then we can shift, right? Like I say from a Z to B, right? Z to B. Yeah, it could be, yes, I need to append. I need to add to the end. Until a time when I do this, so we'll do this, and the length of my length is smaller than the total length. Okay, let's try this idea. It's slightly different. Actually, not slightly different. It's actually very different. So basically, we don't do this. We just add, right? Scene add low to high. Okay. Low to high, and then low equals high. Keep going. So once we're done, I want to see the substring shall be sorted. Scene key equals lambda. The s ln s. Okay, reverse equals true. Let's print subs. Let's see. Yep, that's what we want. That's what we want. And then we're gonna go through one by one, right? Then we're gonna say res equals to subs 0, okay? Len sub 0 times len subs 0 plus 1 divided by 2, and for shouldn't say sub 0, we can just say subs is this, and coverage base, how should I say it? The base equals subs 0, and then all the sub 0 become base. Okay. Right, base is this, and then for s in subs 1 to the end. Alright, so now we're gonna compare with the base. So we just find the first letter, right? We find the first letter. So what we're gonna do is inside base, we're gonna find, so index shall equal to base dot index s0, right? So now we find the index that the s can insert in, and then we need to find out the remaining length, right? So if I have an index is here, so 0, 1, and a total is 3. So we won't find out the length from this to the end. So we're going to say if len base minus index, so len base 3 minus 1 2, len index is larger or equal to len s, then we continue. Otherwise, if it's smaller, right? Otherwise, that means we need to add something into it. Otherwise, now we need to find the starting point. How do we find the starting point? The starting point shall be len base minus index, right? Len base minus is the total size, right? So size from this to this is the number of size, which means that's also if this is smaller than len s, okay, so the total size is smaller, so len s is longer, right? S is longer, so this is the total length, which is starting from this. So this total length. Okay, so the first one that's outside, right? The first one that's outside that's the index. That's the index, right? That's the index. So we're gonna say from this. So index. So index, and then new index, right? Match index. So I'm gonna say match index is this, and the new index shall be len base minus match index. And if new index is smaller than this, then res plus equal to from new index, right? So new index is the total number in front of it, right? So for example, A, B, C, D, 0, 1, 2, 3. That's the index. That means there are 3 in front of it. So what we do is do 4, right? So it shall be new index plus 1. And the last item is len s, right? Times something divided by 2. This minus this. That's the number of items. Because now we're talking about the length. Hold on, let me think. The len will be 5. 5 minus 0, 1, 2, 3 is 2. That is 2 times 5 plus 3 is 9. So yeah, that's true, right? And once this is done, what is the base plus equal to s something? So new index to the end. And eventually we return res. Oh, substrate not found. Hold up. Two. Oh, my not found. Dang it. How are we dealing with that? It's a completely new thing. Oh my god. It's a complete new thing. Yeah, I see the problem. There's no matching. How should I represent the base? I don't know. How should I represent the base then? But why would 0, 1... Oh yeah, I have C, I have A. A does not find C. So if it does not find, so the start. Yeah, if the start is not finding. Yeah, no, this is not right. This is not right. The start is not finding, but the end can find. Not a good plan. Not a good plan. And now I have a new thing coming in. And from when it's start and from when it's end, we can deduce, right? Let's say a full repeat has to be from A to Z, right? That's a full repeat. So if we starting from, let's say, a Z, ending with some other things, and then we can say, do we have a full repeat inside? Do we have a full repeat? what was the issue? The issue is if we have something coming in and if it wraps around, what if we just have 26 to start with, right? So we just fit it in, and everything will be in a empty string, okay? So now the first one coming in, okay, ABC coming in, we fit it in, and then the next one comes in, and we find a starting point, okay? So starting point, we can look into it with a starting point, right? And we try to fill out this thing, right? We try to fill out this thing. Try to fill out this entire thing. Now, if something comes in, okay, so we do this, and then we fill out other things. Okay, so smaller comes in, we'll fill out, and if we have a wraparound, that's fine. A wraparound, and a wraparound is a little bit troublesome. So if we have a wraparound, we fill out this, and then we have sticking out. So whatever is sticking out, so we need to record the length from, let's say, whatever, right? And it sticks out. So from this, because it has to wrap around, so we record the length, and based on the length, we know, right? And then the next one would be, from some point to some point. The length, some point to some point, right? And then some point to some point, and then some point to some point. Okay, so but they all start from here, right? And then they wrap around. Starting at a point, and then they wrap around, but they can extend however long they want. So the job is to find out, because we have the longest thing that wrap around. Anything, because we can start from any point, right? And then start to wrap around, and they will always be contained for the longest. So the goal, right? The goal is to fill out the original 26, right? And then to find the longest extension. The longest extension. Yes, because everything will be covered. So, okay. So we're gonna have to do is an array, and array of size 26. And now we have something coming in. Now we have the start, right? And we fill it in. And if it's we have a start, and if the end is longer, that means it sticks out. Then we compute the length of sticking out. Okay. So we say from a certain point towards sticking out. And then the extra length, right? We record the extra length. That might be an idea. All right, let's try one more time. So this is not seen. This is alpha. That shall be 0 times 26. Okay. This is necessary. This is necessary. Whenever we have this, this is the key. So we have an alpha, which is just this, and the max extension, right? The max extension. So max extension, 0. We have no extension in the beginning, okay? So once we're coming in, we have a low to high, right? Then what we're gonna do is find out the index, right? Find out the index. So when I say I shall equal to ord p o minus 97. That's the I, right? That's the I. And then we can do I and we'll have an I, and we have what? A high. So we're from I to the end, we fill them with ones, right? Yeah, we fit it with ones. With ones until okay, so start is this, right? And what's end? I think I just go for it. So I in range this to minimum 25, 26, right? 26, and this plus len, not len, there's no len, high minus low. Okay, so this is the starting index, and then this is the total length. So starting index and total length, if I have 1, if the length is 2, so plus 2, plus 1 plus 2. Right, so 0 plus 2 is 2. Yeah, so because this, whatever it is, right, whatever it is, and we add a total length, 3. It's 1, it's 2 plus 3. Yes, this is correct. So for this, we're going to say alpha I shall equal to 1. And because we have the minimum of these two, right, so the longest, if it's really long, doesn't matter, it's maxed to be 26, right? Because from this index, right, index, the maxed index. Oh, come on, come on, come on. This is index, right? Index plus the length, yes. So there's going to be 1. And then max extension, right? When the max extension equals max extension, so how much is extended? And how do we do that? So we basically just say this, right, minus 26. Because this gives us the index, right, potential index at the end, at the last one. And 26 is what we can reach, right? So the difference between the two is the total number of elements in between. Now there might be plus 1, but let me have an example. Okay, so if I start from Z, okay. If this is a Z, right, or if this is a Z, It's 25. Okay, let's say this is 25 plus 1 will be 26. Yes, but let's say we have ZAB, right? ZAB. Then low minus high is 3, right? 3. So this is 25 plus 3. 25, 26, 27, 28. All right, 28. 28. And 28 minus 26 is 2, so 2 is the extension. That's correct. So max extension is this, right? And then we do this. Cool. And once we're done, right? Once we're done, we don't need any of this. Then we just need to look into the max extension. Right? So what we're gonna do is we can go from front to end. All the ones, right? So from front, we count consecutive ones, right? Consecutive ones, and until the next. How will we do it more neatly? Yeah, we count consecutive ones, right? Count consecutive ones, which can be done by group, right? You group by to get consecutive ones, but let's just write it. So we get consecutive ones, and that we can do. So consecutive ones. And when we exit, so every time we have a new, then we recount, right? And at the end, we will break out. So when we break out, when you see the current count. So when we break out, the current count is the one that, yes. So we're gonna say for I in range. So rest is here. Count is this. For I in range 26. Right. If alpha I count plus equal 1, else becomes 0, right? Right, 0, then rest plus equal to count times count plus 1 divided by 2, right? And then count becomes 0. So when we get out, right? When we get out, because the last one we don't have another 0. So if it's all ones towards the end, just keep plus 1. So come out. So come out, I'm going to say if we have extension, right? If max extension, actually we don't have to do if, we just, yeah, we're going to do max extension. If we max extension, then the last count plus max extension, right? So what we need is the last count plus max extension and everything inside, like everything inside. So the rest plus equal to count plus max extension times count plus max extension plus 1 divided by 2 and return rest. Okay, let's try this one. We pass all these, but that's not the thing. The real thing is this baby. Okay. All right, let's run this one. Incorrect. Okay. No biggie. Oh, dot. What the hell is dot? We don't want dot. Come on. on this, and the answer is 831. So we are given 1275. Well, that's a lot. Okay, no worry, no worry. I still believe this is the right way to go. Oh, actually, this one can do this. We just need to, let's print alpha. Okay, and print max extent. Max extension is 24. So what I say is 26 plus 24, 50 plus 51, divided by 2, 1275. But it's not correct, okay? Because in the max extension, I double counted. Double count. So now what we do know is we have A to Z and A to something, right? That's the entire coverage. That's the entire coverage. But obviously there is double counting. So once we go beyond, I think the problem is when we go beyond, right? When we go beyond Z, it cannot be everything, right? It cannot be everything. So what I mean is we do whatever is in the front, right? And then it has to be including this and everything, including this and everything. So it shall be the last count So we do everything we need to do with the last count. And then so when we have extension, right? We have extension. So from extension, so we do this. We do this, 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 because these are different. And we do this. So we need to handle the extension, because within the extension. Huh, but what if there's, oh my God. What if there's nothing on the front? No, it won't happen. It will not happen because the way we set it up, everything, right? Everything we will start. But if we start with Z, then everything will be recorded as extension. Damn it. Everything will be recorded as extension. Which is fine, We just, no, let's calm down. Calm down. We need to find out, right? Because the extension is covering the entire thing, right? The extension covers the entire thing. So when we get the extension, we shall fill the alphabet with the extension. We shall fill the alphabet with the extension. Right? That's true. We shall fill the alphabet with the extension, which means after we're done, right? After we're done, we have a max extension. So we're not gonna do this, right? For I in range to max extension from 0 to something, right? 0 to something. Now we just say alpha I equals 1 because they can be produced the same thing. So we do this, and once we do that, then we are 100% confident that the first 26 letters has been considered both in the original one and in the extension. So this is right, blah, 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 or right. And at the end, this is not correct because we can only consider the extension to the front, right? The extension to the front. So it's the count, the last count, plus 1, right? So the last count, so this, the last count, right? So the last count is this much, and I add 1, which is in the extension. So the last count plus 1, so it'll be like this. It'll be like this. The last count plus 1, that's the first item, plus the last item is the last count, plus max extension, right? Let me think. So on this, we have that much. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and including, we shouldn't do that because it's already counted. So it's just the count. It's just the count. Okay? So it's just the count. So the count in the front of me, right? And on this, count plus 1, all the way to this is a count plus max extension minus 1. Max extension minus 1. How many items? Max extension items, because every one we have 1. This one we have, this one we have, right? And this divided by 2. Still not right. Still not right. How? 831. I got 900. So let's print alpha, max extent, right? And then let's print count. Count is 26. Yes, count is 26. And I didn't even include the count, the 26, all the things happening there. So what we're saying is we're 26, and then we have an A here, right? So you can say ZA, this A, everything ending at A. Ending at A. So we have 26, that's ending at A. B, we have A, oh, AB. Ah. Yep. That is not happening. Yep, because this, nah. Okay, fair enough. So it's just count. Everything is just count. Count. Yeah, because we cannot include it, so it's just this. So Z, something to be. This, something to be, right? So it's just count. So count times, someone say it's just going to be a count times max extent. This shall still be not right. Yes, because we are missing a few. Because we need to do is blah 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 count. So at the end, the rest plus equal to count times count plus 1 divided by 2. Now it's too much. Screw you. Like, seriously, screw you. It doesn't make any sense. Oh my god. Why is this one so hard? Yeah, it's 0. We have no... Did we not count everything? Yeah, that counted everything inside, right? And now we have 24 extensions, and this from A, B, C, D all the way to the end. And for each one, we have 26, right? Because we have 1, 2, like this to A, these to A, and then for B, it's the same thing. This to AB, but this AB, right? And then for C, unless we got a max extension wrong, that will be very unfortunate. All right, so we know 26 times 27 divided by 2. This is definitely 351. 831 minus 300 is 480. Sorry. 480 divided by 26. It cannot be divided by 26. So the extra is 480. But we can divide by 24. Give us 20. It doesn't make any sense. We need a smaller example. But a wraparound, but a smaller example. How about this one? I want a smaller example. Wow. So the smaller example give us 715. Okay, this one give us 715. So let's check this one. List assignment out of range. What? How? The heck? Oh, my bad. 26. Okay. That was even more terrible, this one. Max extension is 39. Looks like the idea is not right. Is the low to high, right? Extension. not from low. No, it's right. Minus 26. 1, 2, A to Z, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. It's correct. It's correct. Right? It's correct. And this fill is important. So now we know we have 39 extensions. Now I have everything in the front. So how many? How many there are? So we know everything here, right? And then in the extension, like A is the first one in the extension. So ZA is 1, right? YZA, Baba A is 1, right? And B, ZAB, right? ZAC, ZABC. Because everything is new, all the way to here. Z to Z, and Z to Z. So for each one, we have, I don't understand. Oh, it's not inside this thing. Oh, this idea is flawed. No, it's not flawed. What is flawed is the starting point, right? So I have these extensions, okay? But these extensions, we need to know the longest inward it can go. That is so, oh, we need another one. So we have max extension, right? And minimum inward, right? And minimum inward, which will start with 26, right? So max extension equals this. Minimum inward should be min, low, minimum inward, okay? So once we're done, we can print alpha, max extension, minimum inward should be 25. That is terrible. That's not. It has to be. Let's do it this way. If all right. Let's. So given this possible max and index, max and, right, shall equal to this. Okay, this is a max and, so we can say max and. Not say, just say and, but not max and, just and. All right, so this is going to be to and. We set it to 1. And then we say if and minus 26, which is the number of extension, is larger than 0. Okay, if it's more than 0, then we do this. Max extension equals max and minus, and this is minimum inward. And also let's do minimum inward and low. That is not fair. Oh, it's not low. Gosh, dang it. It's not low. It's this. Mamma mia. It's this. That's max for inward. Now we have 25. Now we have a 25. So when we done all this, and when we hit here, shall be count, not count. It shall be 26 minus minimum inward. Right, so minimum inward, if I use 26 and minus this, that's going to give me the total number, right? That's the total number. So for each one, I have, so that's going to be this max extension. Still not right. Oh. Because this one we not counting. Think again. If the extension is smaller than 26, right? So there's no wraparound in the extension. When that is the case, and we just do each extension as this, right? Like this, like this. So that's the entire coverage. Right? So we have the coverage is a bunch of this and all the extensions. So now the question is, how many can we form inside the extension? So for extension, we can form based on this, right? But within the extension, there are new situations coming up. Like this A. Like the new A's, if we start from a new alphabet. New alphabet. So we start from the new alphabet. Like if it's within, and there's nothing, right? So we just go everything up into U, everything up into U, right? So V, UV we're already done. But if it's A, then I have something something to A. But I also have A something something to A, which is not done before. This is the extension. Shouldn't we handle the entire extension? Like anything in between? No, because ABC and ABC, we cannot do it that way. But what it's saying is, for this A, right, I can use this. Hold on. Oh, this is the longest. Not this longest. It's just from this to this, right? This is the full thing. And we have handled everything from A to Z. We have handled everything. And now we want to see how many we can form within this. So A to Z we have handled. But starting from Z, ZA, ZAB, ZAC, ZDE, right? You can extend all the way down. starting from A, I can go to A, all the way down. Okay, A to A, A to B, right? Starting from B, it's the same thing. You can go all the way until we're starting from Z again, because that we have handled already. So what does this tell us? This tells us if you want to handle the extension, and we're starting from any position, right? If we're starting from any position, from this position we get the entire thing. This position we get the entire thing, right? Every position we get the entire thing. Now we are entering inside the extension itself. Okay, but inside the extension itself, if the extension length is smaller than 26, then there's nothing we can do. But if it's longer than 26, right? If it's longer than 26, then for everything, before we hit that, because from inside we hit the entire extension, right? Which include smaller ones. Okay, if it's smaller than 26, it's done. If it's longer than 26, which can happen, what do we do? If it's longer than 26, so we say from Z all the way to, no, we should ask a different question. From A, right? From A, B, C, D, we've all done them, right? But from A to A, we have not done yet, right? And now we have from A to A. And from A to B, okay, we can keep going. We can keep going. What if we have another repeat? What if we have multiple repeats? I know how to handle one repeat. What if I have, actually I don't know how to handle one repeat. So what we're saying is we have exhausted the front, right? And they have done multiple, like all the repeats. Right, so this is inside. I handled everything. Because they can end, everything can end in this. Right, everything ending this. But everything ending one of them. Okay? So from this, from Z, I have go through everything. But from A, I have not gone through everything. Because this is Z. Right? So it's just the front A have to go through. But if we hit Z, then I have gone through everything because this is part of this. So the last trick is from A, right? We need to end at the end. So we have the total length, right, minus A no, it has to be longer than 26. So from A, we're gonna do longer than 26. So from the total length minus 26. Total length minus 26 is how many is this. So all of this shall be counted. So the total length minus 26. Okay. X max extension. This is minimum inward. And then we have one more, right? So it's going to be from A, the total length minus 26. So it should be minimum inward, right? So we have 25, right? Everything, plus times max extension minus 26, right? And then should be the max of this as 0. So res plus equal to this. I think we might finally get it. We might, just might. Of course, this is the holy grail. I think this is it. I think this is it. Oh my god. It's not that long. Alright, let's try it again. Oh. Wrong answer. I'm pretty sure this question, when I see the answer, it's going to be so simple. Expected 8. And I'm gonna not believe how I couldn't solve it. Okay, so what do we have? I just print same thing. Alpha. What else do we need? We need max extension, minimum inward, and that's about it. Max extension, minimum inward, that's 3. Okay. So max extension is 0. So minimum inward is 26. What we have should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, they're not. X, Y are not together. But this is gonna call into question everything that we've done. Think. We're very close. We're very, very close. Not consecutive. Oh. and not consecutive. Can we even merge them, right? I don't think we can even merge them. Because if I have A, B, C, and I have B, C, D, these are two separate. I do not have A, B, C, D. I don't. Yeah, if I have A, B, C, and I have B, C, D, in my method, even in the method of overlapping, I'm going to count that's A, B, C, D, but that's not. Like, it should be as easy as this. A, B, E, B, C, right? This one shall be A, B, we have 3, 4, but this one doesn't have B, so 5 and 6. This shall be 6. Hint, 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 hint. This is a nightmare. Useless hint. But we can't handle the... Let me make sure that this is correct. Yeah. I have a range, and I have a new range coming in, and any overlapping, I'm thinking about the range. Any overlapping, we don't count. We only count the extended. Right, so we sort the range, right? Sort the range with this. But what if I have a large range? How are we gonna handle that? Well, if we have a large range, let us keep it growing. Okay, let's keep it growing. So the starting point is going to be 0 to 25. That's the starting point. And if it's longer, then it's longer. Then we have longer. Okay, that's fine. And then once we have that, we sort based on a starting point. Okay, and based on the starting point, so we'll have the first one coming out, and we'll have the second one, right? And then if the second one is then we count the first one, then the second one will be the current. And then the third one coming in, if it's included, then this one we don't consider. If it's longer, right, if it's longer, then right, if we have overlap, the two, we have overlap, then what do we do? If we have overlap, then we count the first one, right, and do we just Just eliminate the overlap? How do we handle if there's overlap? We can, because there's from start to end. Hold on, let me think. If we have bless you. If we have an overlap, and we sort based on the starting point, right? So there's nothing smaller than this. So we have an overlap. Now, if we have this overlap, which means this part is already done, the overlap is already done. So in my case, I cannot consider the overlap. I can do everything here and everything including this. So what do? I do everything including this and I eliminate the overlap. Because the next one coming in must be larger than. What if the next coming in is here? Jesus. Let's say this is fresh, right? So we do all this, but we just cannot do. So we have a range that we cannot do, okay? But we just say we have this range that we cannot do. And then we have a new thing coming in. And a new thing coming in. So what it's saying is everything up until here is already done. Yeah, because everything up to here is already done. So the new thing coming in, everything up until here is already done, right? So any combination inside here is already done in here because I've done everything in here. So if it's have overlap, then we compute everything. It doesn't matter. Everything coming in, we compute the previous one. Okay. We compute the previous one, and then the previous one is computed as such. Anything that's not in, we do all the combinations. And if there's an overlap area, then the overlap area will be, this will multiply this, because we can have this towards the end, this to this. Yeah, and then here's this, and then by doing that, we will have all of this considered. Okay, but it's still here, so when a new one comes in, we'll have a new overlap. And if it's completely, then that's the new thing. All right, change gear. Completely change gear. Redo this. It's been like 2 hours. I don't know. I mean, yesterday was like this. Today is like this. This question is so hard. Okay, so low, high, we don't change any of this, but I want intervals. Okay? I want intervals. Okay, so intervals. It's fine. Intervals. So what do? None of these shenanigans. We're just gonna be here and this, and we simply do intervals dot append something. Append what? Board p low minus 97 but a high. High shall be this plus high minus low. How about this? I might need to minus 1. Okay, so low and high is outside, right? So if this, and high is also 0, 1, 2, 3. So high is 3, low is 0. So 0, 1, 2 is our target, right? So high is 3 minus 0 is 3. 0, 1, 2. So it shall be high minus 1, right? So we need to minus 1 because I want a tight range, and low equals high. So none of these. So let's print intervals. Oh, and we say intervals dot sort. Okay. Now we can run it. What happened? Oh, or that's not this. My bad. Parentheses. Okay, so parentheses. We have all these. 24, 24, 24. And we can use a set. Scene. Scene.add. This is going to be a tuple. Then intervals equals sorted scene. Yeah. Or minus. Probably need another one. All right, there we go. 0, 1, 1, 2, 4, 4, right? So it's sorted. Then we can say left and right. A on R equals intervals 0. Then for PL, PR, previous, right? So for CL, CR, current, in intervals 1 to the end. Okay. So we say if CL is larger than PL, okay? CL is larger than PL, we handle whatever is in the previous one. So that shall be straightforward. Rest is 0. If CL is larger than PL, so there's no overlap, right? If there's no overlap, then res plus equal to PR minus PL plus 1, that's the total count, times PR minus PL plus 2 divided by 2, okay? Else, if C, and then we have overlap, right? Now we have overlap. Actually, that's not right. We need another one. We need a one is overlap index. Overlap index is equal to overlap index equal to PL overlap index. So if CL is larger, then we can do everything, but we need to handle it differently, which is overlap index. So it's PR minus overlap index plus, now within the overlap, right? So we're gonna say something times something. What times what? Overlap index. If it's a 0 and 1, right? So hold on. Overlap index. What do you mean by overlap index? It's not overlap index. It should be the first index that's not overlap. Okay, so it's not overlap. So it's a non-overlap index. So that's the index of the first index that is not overlapping with previous interval. Okay, and the first index is not overlapping. Yes, that will be true. Therefore, this is fine. And then this is first overlapping, so we can just do minus PL, right? So that will be the total number 0, 1, 2, 2 minus 0, that's the total number here. And so we say everyone can have 1, 2, right? Everyone can have 1, 2, everyone can have 1, 2. And then themselves have everything. So it's just times PR minus NOI. So minus NOI, right? Plus 1. That's a total count. 0, 1, 2, 2. Yeah, that's total count. Yes. So this is if there's otherwise. I mean, actually, we need to do this no matter what at every case, right? Whether we overlap or not. Yeah, I think so. Doesn't matter if we overlap or not. So we'll do this, and if CL is larger than PL, CL is larger than PL, then previous left will be current left, right? And then previous R. What if it's smaller? Oh man, God. If it, if the current one is contained within, then there is nothing new can be produced. Yes. So it should be like this. If CR, current right, is smaller or equal to previous R. So if CR is smaller or equal to previous R, then we continue. Right? There's no new combination will come out. There's only one is larger. Okay. So PL CL else something, and at the end, previous R equals current R. So we always previous R equals current R. And if CL is larger than, it doesn't matter. We will always swap to the new one. It doesn't really matter. So previous left, they'll always become current left, right? They always become the current left, no matter what. No matter what. But it is a thing. If CL, the current left, is larger than previous left, then no overlap index will equal to current left, right? Or equal to current left. Else, no overlap index equal to, so that means the current left is smaller or equal to the previous left. If the current left is smaller or equal to the previous left, and that is the overlap, right? Overlap index. the first non-overlap. Hold on, the first non-overlap. First non-overlap shall equal to previous left plus 1. All right? That's the first non-overlap, is the previous plus 1. And then return the rest. I am not sure. Okay, we pass 1, we fail 1. Let's see these easy cases. What do we see? Oof, terrible. First one is wrong. Okay, let's handle. Because the last one we haven't done. So when we come out, can we add 1 as the last interval? We can add the last interval. It's just huge. Now we can. We say intervals.append math.inf math.inf. Okay, so we pass a few, we failed a few. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, the fourth one. It's fine. Okay, so what we're gonna do is print intervals. Okay, so we have 0 to 1 and 0 to 2. Okay, 0 to 1 and 0 to 2. So 0 to 1 comes out first. Right. The result shall be two times three divided by 2, so 3. Right? This gives us 3. And then, because I have 0, 1, the next common is 0, 2. Okay? So 0, 1, we have 3. And the current left is larger than null, so current left, so else equal to previous left plus 1. So equals, so we have O and I equals 2. And we swap. Okay? So I'll go back up. The last one, no, so in the result. So non-overlap is here, right? So if we go PR minus non-overlap, minus non-overlap, that's 1. And PR minus 2, so 1 times 2, that would be 1, so we plus 1. Okay, and non-overlap minus I think it should be current. So it's current left. There's current right. Oh no, it's previous. My bad. It is previous. So non-overlap minus previous left. So previous left is 0. Non-overlap is 2. So we have 2. Right? So 0 and 2 times previous right is 2. So times 1. So plus 2 shall be 6. 3 and then 8. Previous left, previous right, and NY. Okay. So 0, 1, 0, and then 0, 2, 1. This is wrong. This is right. Previous right plus 1. Okay, now this one pass. Alright, I'm going to do all of these. They all pass. That's alright. It's alright. We still have the last one. Okay. 0, 1, 1, 2, 4, 4. Okay. So we do 0, 1, 1, 2, 4, 4. So 0, 1 is 3. Alright, let me actually keep track of the result. Okay, first is 3, and then it's 6. So that's not right. BC, that's 3, 0, 1 is 3. And then overlap should be 2. So O and I shall be 2. And then P R right is 2. And P left is 1. So this is right, that's 1. Okay. Plus how many we can extend. So 3 plus 1, right, so plus this minus PL, 1, so that's 1, times PR minus this times 1, right? 1 times 1 should be 1. Okay, that is 1. How about E coming in, right? And then, oh, this, no, this is right, no overlapping index, because that's 4, right? It's larger than previous current left, larger than previous right, one thing. Current right is smaller than previous right. So if a current left is larger than previous right, then this thing equals current left. Otherwise, it'll be previous right plus 1. That's the thing that we have issue with. Okay, so now again, alright, so now the problem is just with these two big ones. Handle this. $25 to 64. Ah, yes. Yes, I know. Now this is the other issue. So we have handled all the intervals, right? So now we have an interval that's longer. Gosh. Now we have an interval that's longer than 26. So if the interval is smaller than 26, perfect. We can use this. If interval is smaller than 26, we can use this, no problem. Now interval is longer than 26. And I do believe, I know, no. Even we have overlap with the previous one. From this towards something. Okay, from this towards something. Okay. So you will always start from inside and then towards the end. We start from inside towards the end. So we can compute everything that's contained inside. Now we have a new one. This shall be treated differently. Because we loop around. How? How do we treat this differently? Alright. Because in this scheme, when we extend, right, we have something that's that ends longer than 26. If it's an end longer than 26, okay? If I end longer than 26, that's still going to be troublesome to compute how many we can do here. If it's smaller than 26, if we end is smaller than 26, then this bunch, we can put this into the mixing. Maybe we need 2 intervals. We need 2 intervals. One is just within, and the other is have extension. Okay, and then from the extension we can see how long, what's the longest extension, and for the longest extension, if it's longer than 26, then all those we just don't consider because they don't matter anymore. If the longer extension is smaller than 26, then we just put that inside. Right, we just put that inside. Yeah, we can just put that inside. It's fine. So then when we go through there, and we just go through the intervals. Okay. Okay. So that helps us handle, right? That helps us handle those. So those are all handled. So now the problem is just to handle the extensions. Now the extension we have from something towards, so from everything to here, everything to here, everything to here, they all need to count. And from the extension, we can actually find, because the extension is always from something, is always go all the way down. Always from this, go all the way down.
something goes wrong. So we can find the minimum, right? Wait, hold on. If a minimum, we go all the way down here, and I have another one goes here. Now that's still an interval. That's still an interval, but it's slightly different because if I have an interval here and I have a new interval, right? Now with a new interval, again, everything in between has already been considered. So we consider everything here, but that's different consideration, right? It's different consideration because I already handled everything. So we don't do the overall. What we do is just the extension. So everything from here to here, here to here. So this, right? We're ending with this, everything. Okay, starting with this, we end with A. Starting with this, so we're starting with everything. Okay, and out. So this one times this one, we got it. Okay, so now we have an overlap, right? Which means from this starting point, everything we already done. So we cannot include, but we can include from each starting point to more, right? Each starting point to more. Therefore, after we consider this, now have a new one comes in, it's going to be from this all the way to the NOI, right? All the way to NOI. Okay? Because this has not been considered before. And just ending at here has not been considered. Really, ending at here has not been considered before. Okay, so we considered this, but we didn't consider this. Is this? No. It will have been considered if we loop around. Like if it's from A to A, something later, that's still A to A. Oh no, but we all, hold on, they all start from inside. So no, it has not been considered before. Right, and then we have a new one come in. It still is from this to the end. So we don't have to consider from this to the end. I'm thinking. So everything from here to this has already been considered. Right, so we have this, so everything inside here towards the end. This towards the end, from this towards the end. They have all been considered. Alright, and then we have a new one. Again, if it's considered, if it's extended more, then towards the end. Hold on. We have a cut point, right? So now we have this is the extension. So everything here can extend to 1, to 2, everything. And this one, the same thing. This one starting from here, ending here. So we consider this part. And then within this, right, if that's another one. So this corresponding to here. So it's everything here. Also can consider this to this, right? So once this is done, we have a new interval coming in. We have a new interval. And if it's smaller, then we consider everything. If the interval is larger, then again, we can consider from, but this is the cutoff, so this is the non-overlap, the first non-overlap. So everything inside here has been considered. Yes. So what has not been considered is ending in here, ending in this. Yeah, if we think about ending in this, ending in this, everything, ending in this, and ending in this again, with this towards here, right? Yeah, I think I'm just confused on this. If I repeats and have something, and then this is, like, say, inside. This is the boundary. How many do I have? Suppose we already considered everything in this, so we don't. We only consider the extension. So I say, starting from this point, right? We can end here, here, we can end everything. This point, we can end everything. So all of these can end at any point. That will be unique. Now after that, starting from this point, we cannot end in any way here, but we can end in here. We can end in here, 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 everything. Start at this point, we can end everything until we got this point, because starting from this point and ending in here is the same as starting from this and here. So starting from this point onwards, we're already done. So it's just the first 26 letters. Okay, that's that. Okay, that one is clear. So now I have overlap. Now this is the overlap. So within the overlap, it's no good because we have the considered already. So what we need to do is consider outside the overlap. So for this part is new. All right, this part is new. So let's say from this, we ending here. That's a new ending, right? So everything we can end in here. Everything can end in here. Everything can end in here. Okay. Now what if this one is huge? This one is long. When we consider these, do we have to also consider this? No idea. I'm giving up. Alright, I'm gonna check the result. Damn, I give up. And then the answer tells me like what, 3 lines, 4 lines. DP. If we know the max number of unique substrings in P ends with A to Z, then the summary of them is the answer. If we know the max number of unique substrings that ends in A, like every unique that ends in A is true, a letter equal to the length of max contiguous example, D is 4, yeah? Their overlap, we'll consider the longest one because it covers all the possible substrings. Second, the is part of covered by the longest. Yes, that is true. Including wraparound, right? Because it's ending in D. So if we find the longest, everything's slow. We just need to find the longest length. How long in P it is in S, since S has infinite. Yes. Okay. Interesting idea. So we just shifted the idea, right? So if we find this and we get the longest ending in this, the longest, we just need the longest and ending in here. And everything ending here. So we're going to do this. If I have another one ending in this, but it's smaller. Okay. And at the end, we just add them together. So what we're saying is dp okay. So so we're gonna find the last letter, which is this, and length. Okay, so we simply say dp something equals max dp something low minus high, no, high minus low, and then the something is going to be the last letter, which is this is the last letter. And then turn sum dp. No, it's not right. I didn't understand it completely. Hold on. So if this is equal to, next one is equal to, next one is equal to, hold on, no, change it. If this is equal to, right, so which means high equal to this, so high is equal to this, so they are this, so high, right? Okay. Else, if this is not equal to, then low equal this. Still not right, but we're getting closer. Okay. Let's now do this. Let's use these as examples. Easier to reason with. Okay. So we say if high minus 97, okay, if high is equal to high minus 1 plus 1, right, and there do this, then we say high shall be high minus low plus 1. It's plus 1, right? Because this high and low, they are just and then high minus low, because say it's 0, 1, right? 1, because step count is 0, 1 minus 0 plus 1. So the largest number is this. Then this one, let's print DP. Now the first one is troubling. If it's just by itself, I did add one, right? So high, but high is not equal to. If it's not equal to, okay, hold on. If it's not equal to, so low is the starting point, right? Low is the starting point. Low is the starting point. So shouldn't we starting point? Let's get it to 1 already. Okay, let's get that to 1. And then okay, let's try. Let's get that to 1 already. So let's just say dp ord p low, right, minus 97 equals 1. Because that's the low. It's already 1. And we pass some. But we fail some. Okay, so 0, 1, 2. Answer is 2. Result is 1. Okay. Okay, so this one will have C is 1, right? Now A and C is now good. So low move to A. I think that's so when we move, once we move, we shall do this. Right? Shall equal to max this 1. Because when we move, we point this, that's 1. So we're looking at high directly. Okay. I think that is the solution. Yeah, like I said, the solution is marvelously easy. %. All right, so we solved it, but yeah, it's a fail. All right, see you guys tomorrow. Adios.